Hello everyone, my name is Tia and I will be doing a quick makeup tutorial today. We're actually going to go with I'm not sure what we're going to go with, it. And I guess as you guys watch this video, you guys can make your comments and we'll be sure to answer any questions that you may have. To the best of our ability. This is pre-recorded, so I'm sorry that I won't be able to interact with you guys this time, but next time definitely got you. Okay, so I've already started with a clean face. I've shampooed my face, Lord. I've washed my face and moisturized as well as toned my face today. So we're going to go straight on in with the eyebrows. Me personally, I like to use a brow pencil. Now, you may use a brow pomade or a brow powder. That is all up to you, what you choose to do. But I use good old Wet n Wild pencil. Get it at Walmart for like $1. And so we're just going to go in and kind of outline and fill in my brows. As you can see on the tails of my brows, they're very thin. So I mostly concentrate on the ends of my brow. They have pretty good shape, but I need a wax, so please forgive that. But we're going to go ahead and do that. And if it looks like I'm looking off, it's because I have a mirror to the side here, because looking into the camera is just a little weird for me. And this is, I'm just doing very, very light strokes along the outside of my brow. Because what we're going to do after that is actually brush it in to fill it in, to give it a more hair-like look. And then clean it up with a concealer. Okay, so there we are. Before, after. Very light strokes. It does not take much. I'm very, very light-handed with this. This is a brown pencil. Now, the lighter your hair, the lighter brown that you're going to want to use. And then for my girls that are darker complected, you can even use a black brush, a black pencil if you would like. But your skin would really have to be very, very deep in order to use a black pencil and it not like wash your skin tone out. Some girls with colored hair, with like more of our fashion colors, they would even use a colored pencil if they want their eyebrows to match their hair. It's just all about your preference. Okay, we're just going to do some flicking there on these tails to fill them in. Now, I have some people that will probably stop there. I wouldn't. I'm going to take a spoolie. Gotta love a good spoolie. This is a brush from Moda. It can come in a set. None of my brushes are expensive that you guys will see. These are things that you guys can get at your local beauty supply store or Walmart. Everybody loves Walmart, right? And we're just going to brush that in. You see that product is just moving. And we're just brushing it in. It looks crazy right now, but I promise when we're done, it won't look as crazy. At least we hope. Okay, so we've brushed that in. And it looks a whole hot mess, right? But we trust the process. Whenever you're doing your makeup, always trust the process. Now I've got a lot of product on this spoolie, so I'm just going to clean it off a little bit. And one thing that I use for cleaning my brushes and keeping them disinfected, alcohol. I use the 99% alcohol. I ordered this from Amazon. I think I get like 3 bottles for, I don't know, I can't remember how many, or 6 bottles or something like that, for like $20 or something like that, I think. A lot of people say, oh, that'll damage your brushes. I have got these same cheap brushes that I've had since 2006. It is 2021. I use the same alcohol. A learned the trick from a makeup artist during Fashion Week in Charleston, South Carolina. Um, because alcohol evaporates quicker and it cleans, as you can see, it's already getting all that stuff off. It evaporates fast, so it doesn't have time to settle down into the bottom of the brushes and break up that adhesive, so your brushes don't shed as quickly, and it cleans. It's going to pull oil and everything, just like alcohol strips your hair. That's why we don't use a lot of hairspray excessively without shampooing in between. Same thing with your brushes. You know, it'll dry it out. So if you have oily skin or something like that, that may be very beneficial for you to have some alcohol to clean your brushes so that you're not putting this back into your skin. Okay, so there we go. Now what I'm going to do next is we're going to clean up the brows. This is by Ruby Kisses. This is a concealer palette, and it was like, I think $4 or something like that, but I got it from my local beauty store, my beauty supply. And you can see the ones that I use the most, these two here. But these are what I'm going to use to clean my brow. I just use the angled brush that's on the other side of my spoolie, and you're going to use that just to carve out and clean up. This is a great trick to use when you're in between those waxes, but you still want that clean and crisp brow. Concealer, it helps. I'm going to bring this mirror to a little closer. Oh, I still can see it. Awesome. And we're going to go right under that brow. Short strokes if you're unsure. And we're just going to follow it right on out. Okay. Here we go. And then you're going to pull that concealer right on down, because you don't want it caked up under your eyebrow. Okay. Now I'm using a shade that's lighter than my skin color so that I don't have to use as much eyeshadow when it comes to a highlight, which will be the next step of our eyes. Okay. Same thing on the other side. And just cleans it right on up. And we're going to pull that down. Raise that eyebrow up and pull it down. I have hooded eyes, so I raise my eyebrows a lot when I'm doing my eye makeup. Just to kind of stretch out that space so you can see what you're doing. Okay. Now I do also clean up the top. Some people would use just their some people will use just their, what's it called, foundation to clean up the top because it's already their skin tone. That's up to you. I just do a mixture. Of concealers to get my right color, and I've been doing it so long that I kind of just know. And you're just going to go right along the top just to clean it up so that you don't have that shadow. And then you have a very clean brow. Okay. And you're just going to brush and shape that how you need to. Like so. Now my eyebrows are shaped differently. So I kind of have to do a little, help them out a little bit, look more like sisters. Because I have one brow that's more arched than the other naturally. Okay. So now you see how I got all this in the middle? Let's take my finger and just wipe that on up. And then that'll more disappear when I'm when I am doing my application of my foundation. And I just take my end as I go along and just swirl it in the alcohol and wipe it down. By the time I'm done with my anything, this will probably be dry in the next 30 seconds. Nice and clean, disinfected, and ready to go. Okay, so next what we are going to do is I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to go back into my concealer palette into a lighter color for my eyes. And I'm just going to coat my eyes because I left my eyeshadow primer at home like a smart person would do. And apparently I left a flat brush there as well. So we're going to just grab one of these. It's a tiny, here we go. We'll use this end. Now I got like 20 of these brushes on Amazon for like $1. It was like a whole little set. And I've had these brushes now for, I know, at least 6 years. I have a lot of brushes. So we're just going to go right on top of the eye there. Get the product on there. We don't need a lot because we're going to spread all this out. But what we're doing is creating a clear and flat palette for our eyeshadow to stick to and stay on. Okay, that's it for that brush. No more. And I'm going to take another brush. This is, I don't know what kind of brush this is. It's a shader brush. A Luxie 209 large shader brush. And we're just going to move that product around on the eye. And I just pat and pat and pat and move it out, spread it out. Okay. And we're going to do the same on the other eye. Blend it right on into that darker color up top. And it just looks like I have an eyeshadow, right? I know. Okay. So, there we are with that. That's it for that. Now, how I put my eyeshadows on, I start with my transition color and then I work down. I'm going to get a fluffy brush like this. And then I'm going to find a warm brown. I like to use a warm brown as a transition color. I'm going to use the Profusion Cosmetics Gold Rush palette. Get this at Walmart. I think they're like $9, okay? We're going to use the Gold Rush palette. I also have, I've also brought the purple palette with me today too. Super, super cool palettes. I like them a lot. I'm going to use Boost, which is this warm brown right here. Can you see I use that as quite often as my transition. And we're just going to tap that right on in there. And we're going to start from the outer circle. Where you place your brush first is where you're going to get the most color payoff, okay? We're going to get started on the outer circle, on the outer corner rather, and we're going to lightly just work our way in there. Now, quick tip for your brushes. The closer to the brush that you hold your brush, you're going to get a harsher payoff, a harsher stroke. The further back you hold it, the lighter the stroke will be, okay? So when you're doing your blending and things like that, you want to hold your brush further back so that you have a lighter stroke. And then you can always add and build that color. And we're just working in that transitional area there. Okay, not going all the way up into the brow, because when that brow drops, you want that slight highlight there. You don't have to do as much work. Okay, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, there we are. Now, our transition is done. It's really close to my skin tone, and that's what I want. Because you want something to something for your color to transition into. Did I bring, well, we can use that. I'm going to do a glitter eye today, I think. So we're going to do a very, we're going to do a nudie kind of color. I'm going to a wedding today. So, this afternoon. So we're going to do a little glitter just for a little pizzazz today. So I'm going to use, this one is called Camel. Okay. And I'm going to put that over my entire eyelid. Camel on the entire eyelid. It's a really pretty color. And we're going to work that right on up into that crease area, okay? Right on into the crease area, because that's going to blend out your transition color. Same thing on the other side. Camel. Right on up into that transition. Okay, so now I'm going to find a darker color. I'm probably going to go into I'm going to go into this one. I'm going to go into the purple one. This one is called Nude Bliss. This is the more purple palette. And I'm going to get this deep, I don't use this one as much. I'm going to get this deeper color here. It's actually a purple, which will go well with my skin tone. This dark one, like a plum here. We're going to just tap that, same brush, and we're just going to tap the outsides just for a little dimension. And we're going to work it in. We're not going to go far. Tap the outside. Can you guys see that? Tap the outside, and we're just going to work it in. And we're doing all this with the fluffy brush. Same brush. I have not changed brushes. Go back into it again. We're going to tap that outer corner and work our way in. It's Friday. Woo. Okay, so I just wanted like just a little bit of dimension here. Oh, looks like I need to go back into it on this side. There it is. Yeah, that's a better. Okay, so what I do next, because we're getting ready to put our glitter on. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to apply my tape, because I do my liner first, and because I'm going to do a glitter eye, I'm going to do a wing. And if you guys are anything like me, the wing is terrible. I hate doing a wing free-handed. So I just take some clear tape, fold down a corner so I can lift it off my face. And then I'm going to place it right on my face here. And what that serves is as a border for my liner. Piece of tape, pinch that corner, and all the pinching of the corner does is it allows you to grab the tape. It doesn't stick all the way to your face. And then I'm going to try to match okay. And this is just some tape from the dollar store. It's not going to take much, okay? So now I'm going to get my liner, which, let's see, which one is this? This is a Wet n Wild breakup proof liner. It's a pen. I pull my eyes because I have old eyes, okay? So I pull my eye so that it's top, and I go right in from the beginning, and I make as straight a line across there as I can. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here. I'm going to come right across and meet that line. Okay. Same thing with the other eye. Hopefully you guys can see this, because I am doing it in another mirror. Okay. Okay. I hope you guys are seeing this. Okay. So here we are with our if I have to go back and retrace it, I can. But I try not to put anything else on it after it has dried. Also, I left mascara. This is some Wet n Wild Mega Wear mascara. Keeping it simple. So if you need to try to find something, or if you're just practicing, I always say practice with your what they consider to be lower end products, so that you're not spending $40 on a mascara, and then you don't like it. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild pencil, because I don't do liquid on my bottom line, and I do like to do my waterline, and I'm going to get right in that waterline there, because my focal point is always my eyes. You always want to make sure you have a focal point when you're doing your makeup. So like I'm doing a glitter eye today, so I'm not going to focus on my lips. I will not do a proud lip today. Okay, so now I have a very nude palette for my eyes. I'm going to take these off. And I have my wings. Should take here. There you go. So you have wings, okay? Now, usually I use my adhesive, my glitter adhesive, but I seem to have left that behind. So I'm going to just use my lash glue, put a little bit on the back of my hand, and get a small brush. There we go. And I'm going to use a little glitter. I have a friend that has a cosmetics company called Beat Faces Cosmetics, and we're going to use her glitter today in the color Mango. It's a pretty orange. And I'm just going to put that on the back of my hand, so I have some adhesive back there. Get it on my brush, and then I'm going to put it right, I'm going to do like a half circle, I guess, on my eyes. You guys can see it, hopefully. I'm not going to go all the way over. Do the same thing on the other side, and we're going to allow it to get tacky a little bit so that that glitter sticks right to it with no problem. And you'll see exactly how that works in just a second. And I'm not going into that the liner. I'm staying above the liner. And this side is already tacky and ready to go. So we're going to go right into it quickly. Usually I use the hard head, the hard candy glitter adhesive. It's usually what I use. And we're going to get the glitter, and we're just going to place it right wherever we place the adhesive. And we're just going to pat it right on. And this is a great way to jazz up a look, like I'm going to a wedding today. Or I would do it because it's Tuesday, because I'm just extra like that. But we're going to pat that right on. Right onto these eyes. And don't be afraid of glitter, as long as, especially when it's fine milled like this. I do wear contacts and I have no issues. And with a good old makeup wipe, it comes right off. I have no problems. If you're afraid of it, I would stay away from the chunkier glitters. But the iridescent glitter here, these have some green reflex, so it's going to give your makeup look, your eye, a whole different look, which is awesome. And we're just going to make sure that the eye is covered wherever the adhesive is. Okay. All right, so that's that for your eyes. I will put on the lash in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm putting this brush with this glue in it right on into that alcohol, and it comes right off. And I now have another clean brush, very clean. Okay, so next we are going to prime our face to get ready for this. I don't want to have glitter all over my face. Okay, glitter's not going anywhere. I'm using the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer and Base for my face. And I think we're going to use the NYX foundation today. I just picked up something to take my ring off. Oh, we're going to be careful with going around the eye, because you don't want to mess up with all the work you just did. And this is the process of cleaning up those eyes there. You've got your concealer up there, so okay. You can let that dry a little bit. Let it dry, let it dry. Okay. I saw glitter on my face. All right, so I'm going to use the Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. This is by NYX, or NYX as some people call it. Got me a couple of squirts on the back of my hand because it really warms up the product. You won't use as much. I'm going to use a flat head brush. I think this is an e.l.f. brush. $6. This is a powder brush, but I like to use it for foundation. I'm going to take my matte finish spray just to wet the brush a little bit. We're going to dab it right on that hand there. And we're going to get the product all around. Now, I probably should just use 2 pumps because I still have a lot. But we're going to start to work that in. Now, when it comes to foundations, you want to be careful when you're looking. You want to take into account your undertones. I have a yellow undertone in my skin. And so when I'm looking for a foundation, I do look for a yellow undertone, something with a golden undertone. Some people have more of an olive undertone. Some people have a pink, messed up. Have a pink undertone. We'll get that in a second. There it is. Okay. You want to be careful under your eyes. Always be careful under your eyes. That's some of the most sensitive skin that you have. And it looks really yellow on me right now. As this oxidizes, if I were to just walk out the door, it'll oxidize and it'll actually blend in perfectly with my skin. A lot of people put something on their skin and they don't wait for it to oxidize. All foundations oxidize. So you might put something on your skin and then later on you look pink and you're like, why do I look so pink? Because your foundation oxidized. That's why. Okay, so my foundation is now on. One thing that I do, and one thing I didn't do, is bring my makeup wipes. It's okay. I have a towel here. Uh-oh. There we go. Here we go. I like to put on my blush on top of my foundation, and then I put powder on top of it because I don't like a heavy blush. So this is a palette. Y'all excuse my palette, okay? Don't judge me. This came from my beauty supply store, and I'm going to use this color. I use this color a lot for my cheeks. It's like a dusty rose color. And I pat. I really do like a light blush. I don't tend to do a super whole lot with my blush. And I do it this way because if I do too much, my powder will mute it down some. Okay, so I now have, it's right at the apples of my cheeks. I just know where I put it. I've been doing it for a long time. If you have problems finding the apples of your cheeks, smile, and right there on the top is where you find your apples. Okay, and it's just adding some color and some dimension back to my skin. Some people do all the contouring stuff. I don't. So I won't be doing that today. I rarely do that, especially for everyday look. On a regular day, this takes me maybe about 15 minutes to do at home. Okay, now I'm going to go right on top of it with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder, and this one is in Deep, and I got a little kabuki brush, and I just pat it right on top of my face. There we go. That should be more than enough. Ew. And I do use the top of Okay, so that is that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm getting ready to do my highlight. Going back to my Beat Face Cosmetics. This is a loose highlight in the color Seduction. It's really like a bronzy kind of color because I just want a very, very light highlight. Understanding the undertones of your skin and how things look on your skin will help you to be able to choose a highlighter and what type of effect you want. So I tend to go with that, or I tend to go with something pink if I'm being extra. But we're not being too extra today, I hope. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set my face using my Photo Focus fitting